Welcome to Saturday night's Philadelphia live coverage here, just as the sun is about to set. I am reporting from the French Quarter Suites area of Philadelphia, heading up here towards Liberty Place, and then over to areas such as Rittenhouse Square, the French Quarter restaurants, which includes Dandelion and The Love. Even Hip City Veg is over there. The Gayborhood, which has a ton of restaurants, thanks to Marcy Tooney and her wife, or Turney and her wife. Midtown Village, and over by Locust, where Misconduct is, and all of that. So thank you so much. I see Joe Fagan. Thank you so much. Good evening. I appreciate it. I am just getting on here. My new line is, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button. It became a meme apparently way back in the day, and people kind of made fun of it and mocked it a little bit, like smash that like button, smash the subscribe, or go ahead and click that red button at the bottom to subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 200, then 300, 400, and so forth and so on, until I finally reach 1,000. So anyway, I'm trying to decide which way I want to go first. I thought about showing Comcast first, and then heading over to the restaurant areas. Comcast is that building there. Thank you for the friend request on Facebook. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I think you asked if I had a page and everything. And I was like, so thank you so much. I do have a page for this channel, as well as a personal Facebook account. So, either way, I just started the page today. We have some entertainment here on a Friday night. Perfect weather. Oh, you found it, right. So Joe Fagan found it. Thank you. I use this really cute image of this cute little white fat cat. And I wanted to use something that was engaging, and actually I wanted to go over to Comcast. That was, sort of one of those things that you can't help but look at. It's a little bit clickbait-ish. I didn't want to be too clickbait-ish, just because, I don't want to be too deceptive or anything, but sometimes everyone's kind of aware that people use clickbait. And how cute is that cat? Found it on public domain, so going with it. Let's see if I can. Let's see. So anyway, trying to hook up my mount to the phone, and I'll push it up here. So sorry for any wiggling and all that stuff. So we're heading north on 17th Street. Liberty Place is over here. It's a mall basically on the first couple floors. Then Westin Hotel, which you can see a little further down, is attached to it. We have these beautiful trees with these white blossoms that have been blossoming a lot over the past few weeks. So pretty. Also Liberty Place, I think that's more office building. On the opposite corner on the block of this entire complex would be the residences at Liberty Place. And according to another friend of mine, Adam, Richie Sambora bought a place in there, and Cole Hamels. Cole Hamels of the Phillies and Richie Sambora. But this is going way back in the day, in the 90s. So when this first opened, and you can't see this residence building from this perspective, I would have to be around the corner and a block down to see it. And to show it to you. So anyway, Cole Hamels was in there. I don't know if he still is. I kind of doubt it. I don't even know if he left the Phillies, if he's still with the Phillies, to be honest. And Richie Sambora, the guitar player, was he bass, or what was his, or electric, or what was, anyway, he played for Bon Jovi. So he had a place in there many years ago when they first opened, penthouse-ish, 52 floors up or something crazy. Every once in a while, Adam will send me information as a joke, kind of. Here we go. Look into, purchasing a condo on the low end. On the lowest end, they have one for about $650,000. Is that right? Yeah, $650,000. But anyway, that is that. I don't foresee that in my future, near future anyway, unless I were to really get lucky. But odds are, I'm happy to have a little bungalow. It's that dream of, a bungalow by the beach, string of lights on the porch, quiet, peaceful evening. That's kind of my dream of the future. So it seems like a simple enough achievement, or something that can be gained even for people who've had trials and tribulations throughout life and found a way around the usual system of, and things didn't pan out as perfectly as one hoped. Do I want to go this way? I will go this way, and then I will walk head on to the Comcast Center, I believe, and then I'll walk back to the restaurant area. I'm kind of going by the seat of my pants a little bit, walking west on Market right now. So across the way, there's Nesta, which has, you can kind of, it has that red writing. Let me see if I can get my finger in here. That's the Sonesta building. Over here, WSFS. WSFS is Wilmington Savings Fund Society. That's a Delaware bank. Basically, my mom, way back in the day, kind of set us up with a little tiny savings fund thing to play with as kids. It wouldn't really amount to anything. So anyway, we're heading towards Comcast from this perspective next to Morgan Lewis, like between Morgan Lewis and the BNY Mellon building. Now tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live stream while walking a dog. So technically I had a full-time dog walking business going for years. It was an independent business, just me, and if I needed a backup, I just called on other people who do the same thing I did. So we would call on each other like, I need to go travel, I'm going to visit my mom or my dad or what have you. So anyway, straight onto the Comcast building. That's the Comcast Center. That's the first one that opened up. In fact, when they were building it, I was actually in a building behind it, engaging in a training session with a group called Women Organized Against Rape. So this was a training group that I wanted to get involved with to learn a little bit more about the dynamics of power and control, all kinds of things. That's why I participated in that group. I wound up volunteering with them, going onto the hotline, showing up at hospitals for rape kit procedures, things like that. Back in the day, Philadelphia had 2 hospitals that handled rape kits. One was Jefferson, the other was up off of Lehigh Avenue. These days, there's only one, unless they changed it again. But I'm not sure which hospital wound up with the task. So, I don't know. The Center City one, it seems like that would be more logical because it handles so many people. It's a bigger, larger hospital. I think I can go up here. We'll see. So this is Comcast with its little show. I guess, I'm not sure if you can, they've done something here. They're doing something with a seating restaurant area here. But we'll kind of shoot the, it's kind of sad. The Comcast Center used to be jam-packed Monday through Friday, particularly during peak work times. And, since the pandemic, it's been like a lonely, empty building, not much going on. I think I can walk around. I'm not sure. So there's the, only people allowed in would be people who work there. You can't even get past the doors. Oh, they're doing like special lighting. I don't know what's going on over here. But anyway, I can see flutes and clarinets on the, what do you call it, the screen in there. That's what it looks like, a major show going on. when they first opened and had a show on these big screens like this, you can kind of see like a clarinet-ish with the end with the reed. Not open to the public, Sharon. Right. Comcast Center food court is still closed. Right. I know. Yes, I wondered about that. And when is it going to open? Because there's below my feet right now. It does stretch about this far, I think. There's a food court. You would go down the stairs in there where there's mannequin-ish statue sculpture is the man and the child looking up. You can go downstairs, and it used to be a whole food court, cafeteria, and beautiful and huge and fun to go inside. It was open to the public and everything. These days, only if you work here can you get in. And even then, the amount of people coming in through the subway and everything, because the subway comes right up to the concourse and everything, even then it's not, it's, barely anyone compared to what it used to be. So anyway, just wanted to show you the screen in Comcast. And also, it's one of these things like when it first came out, people had to take a double take because the resolution or the clarity on that screen is so precise and so crisp that it was like they had these like acrobatic people on there, and it could, for a second, it could look deceiving, like 3D-ish, like, oh my gosh, is that a real person actually spinning around on like a trapeze, or is it part of the screen? I think it was, some people can't walk away on that. Was definitely like in the movie-ish thing, like it wasn't a real person, right? So that kind of happened from time to time until people got used to the screen. So walk through here. They have a Starbucks coffee. It's now open, attached to Comcast. It was closed for a long time because of the pandemic, but they did actually open. I stopped in here when someone was unloading boxes fairly recently, and they're like, yeah, we just reopened. So I don't know if it's a sign that that things will change, but so far not much has changed. I don't see a marked difference. We will go down here. Comcast Starbucks is attached to a church. They're one of the many beautiful churches in Philadelphia. And this one is the Arch Street Presbyterian Church. So we'll head on down here. The Arch Street Presbyterian. I'm trying to figure out if I can fix my. More people are going back to the office in City. Right. I saw like a little bit of a line at the check-in counter in Comcast a few days ago, and I was like, well, at least there's like 6 people in line. And also I have noticed more traffic, like Monday through Friday. Still, like, I don't feel like it's at full capacity at all. One of the more intriguing architectural design features of the Comcast Technology Center, which is right next door with its zigzag or featherbone appearance here, would be the words, all the words and everything in lights streaming on the ceiling when you go in here. That's those white lines. So it's like a ticker tape parade, if you will, of words, news. So I'll try to read some. Would be the ellipse with the figures drawn in their faces and the hand of which would be the plum hanging on the wire and pointing to the time of day. So like, streaming in here. Comcast Technology Center with trees inside. Technically, they have an entryway to the concourse. I don't know if they're using it or not, but there's the escalator down to the concourse for the subway station. They have these, what I call escalators, like Stairway to Heaven escalators. Beautiful sculpture in there. And this is Comcast Technology Center, or Comcast 2, as some people call it. So there you have it. 1800 Arch Street, and that's what it looks like in there with the lit trees and everything. But the escalators aren't running, so I'm guessing they're just not using those and, kind of keeping people to the suburban station. And then there's the regular Comcast 2, only open to employees. Okay, we're going back to the old normal. Oh, right now or how soon? I'm kind of curious. So here's a group of people coming by. Everybody maybe going out to dinner or something similar. So the terrace on 18th Street. And we'll head over here. I'm trying to decide. Here, I'll go this way. I'll go ahead and cover. I was trying to decide which restaurant chalets to cover first. So anyway, so I decided to walk back here towards Rittenhouse Square to check out all the dining chalets. My guess is that the people will come out just around dawn or post-dawn. NBC 10 is there. Yes, I saw that. There's the cock and Telemundo 62, Vernick Coffee Bar, and so forth and so on. I saw that they had studios in here, and it's like also Four Seasons Hotel has it moved to this location. It used to be where the Logan is, up by Logan Square, or that Logan Circle area where the Basilica and everything. Now that place is called the Logan. It also has a restaurant called Assembly or the Assembly. Here's Misconduct. People in the bars there. So anyway, Four Seasons is in the Comcast 2 building, and I went online to check it out just to sort of fantasize for a day or two. And luxury big time, incredibly expensive to stay there. They have, you can even get spa treatment, massages, pool, saunas, 9 yards. So, if anyone ever gets to go there, let me know how it is. It's one of these things where it's like, it's kind of cool to be able to try something luxurious like that, but there is something to be said for feeling fulfilled and having a complete life. It's hard to explain, because it's like, well, if you're by yourself or you can't enjoy it with anyone, or I don't know, like, it's one of these things where you just sort of do it just to sort of experience it, or stay there because you're working with a special group or a professional team or musicians or something, to wind up staying there and getting posh treatment. But there's nothing like the coziness of home. There's something weird about that. So I don't know if they kind of make super ritzy thing feel the same way on purpose, so that you don't want to stay there all the time. I don't know what it is. This is some sort of like thing that came up in my mind, like only because if you stay somewhere and it feels hotelish or whatever, it doesn't feel like home, and you kind of want like a cozy home to call your own and stuff like that. So it's one of these things, like, is important in terms of being able to provide for yourself, having to worry and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I don't know, there's an emptiness maybe. Not that I wouldn't mind having that much money. It's more about safety and security than being able to get spa treatment at Four Seasons. So we have bike lanes here that also to be careful of. And I always forget which way they're going because it kind of doesn't matter. Like, I've ridden my bike in Philadelphia for years. I don't have one now, but I did. And it became a thing, like, I totally need to go up this block. And, I don't want to have to go around 3 blocks just to go in a certain direction. So anyway, here's the art bar. Over here at Sinesta. And of course, Philly loves its dogs and dog walking and dog ownership and all that stuff. Heading south, down here towards Rittenhouse, the French Quarter, De Bruyne Brothers is down here. Midtown is down here. Midtown like diner, or is that what it's called? Midtown. I'm saying Midtown. It's probably something else. The olive with the spear through it. Headed down towards Green Eggs. Although Sweet Green is around the corner, way down here on Chestnut. I am right now at Harper's Garden. Should we get a close-up? Let's get a close-up because we can look at the menu really quick. They're just kind of slowly starting to fill in. On Saturday night with beautiful temperatures and weather like this, it is perfect to go out to dinner and have fun with friends. So let me look at the menu real quick. This is Harper's Garden. How beautiful is this? And this would be the menu. Of course, we have the new Harper building just a block over, and Harper being a baseball player. So let's see. Murray's New York City cheese board. That would be the appetizer, vegetable board. Oh, they're using the word board. So that's interesting. Salmon, branzino, truffle toast for brunch if you're coming on a brunch kind of day. So anyway, here's Harper's Garden with this beautiful trellis and plant life and the wooden lights. I know Rouge kind of had a play on this. They used antlers, I guess, for their winter theme and their chalet. Are we allowed to go around? Let me go up and around. So this is, we got some music pumping. That's how beautiful Harper's Garden is. I love stuff like this. It's got a rustic, and then over to Green Eggs Cafe. So 33, right. I'm just kind of curious, does anyone know the number of Harper's jersey for the Phillies? It's a thing that comes up a lot, like numbers and everything. So if anyone knows the number for Harper, the player with the Phillies, I would love to know. So Green Eggs Cafe, very popular joint. I've been to the over on Street a couple times, and in fact, the owner of Ace, I'll be walking tomorrow. I've been to Green Eggs with Rob, who is the godfather of Ace, a Labradoodle, who I will be live dog walking with tomorrow. I asked him permission and everything, because it's one of these things where it's like, I want to be, obviously, to handle the camera as well as walking a dog, and I don't want to do anything wrong or anything. So, if it's not your own dog, it's like, I'm extra careful. So I have a whole plan of how to handle everything. And I'm pretty sure I can tuck my camera with this mount. I can kind of tuck it into my coat a certain way. So we will be working that at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 p.m.-ish. So the Continental, I always want to call the Continental Midtown. I don't know why. Anyway, the Continental over there with the love sphere. And pizza over here. Bruno Brothers. And we'll head on into Rittenhouse. The Entrepreneurians. Oh, she actually is. All right. So what's this with the podcast? Do I have a competition? I don't know. Oh, the Christmas Comcast Center shows were outside right now. Right, I was there. I actually have a video on my channel. You have to scroll down towards the December timeline there. I actually stood out there and watched it. I loved it. I had a really good time watching it. The Entrepreneurians podcast over here at Ann Pizza with that crazy, black and white, break the glass ceiling for Alice in Wonderland theme. It's almost like, I don't know. We can get in. I don't want to get into Pizzagate, but that it kind of ties all up into that. The Hutton is over here, kind of a discreet entrance for this luxury living just off of the square, and so forth and so on. De Bruyne Brothers side entrance, and So if anyone out there knows the number for Harper, the player with the Phillies, I'm just kind of curious. I can't look it up on my phone. I don't know how to go past the screen without messing it up. So anyway, we are entering the French Quarter. Technically, this corner is the French Quarter. This street down east, another street with Dandelion, The Love, Manhattan Bagel for some reason is all tied up in the mix. Bar Bonbon, Hip City Veg, and here's Tria, of course, all part of the French Quarter. And the French Quarter goes to Sofitel and Kimpton Suites Hotel Palomar. I guess I could go this way, right? And then it becomes Rittenhouse Square. I did not know this was called the French Quarter until I went online from my laptop because I live in the Latham, and it located me in the French Quarter. And I was like, what? What's the French Quarter? We have a French Quarter? So anyway, the Latham is technically part of the French Quarter. It's Walnut up to Sansom or Market. I think it's up to Sansom. And from 18 to 17. So anyway, here's Bar Bonbon. I think it's technically I think it's vegetarian. So and they have all day Bar Bonbon 133. House 10 over there. That's their dining chalet with its and everything. I think it's vegetarian. I'm almost certain. So anyway, a kitchen hooked up with AKA, otherwise known as. So also, and the little heater lamps and everything. How cute is this? Cozy, warm lights and everything. Yum, yum, yum. I've never eaten at a kitchen. One of these days I'll try. I have to look at the prices and everything. And anyway, there you go, a kitchen. If you're ever in the need of a luxury furnished temporary place to live, AKA is the place to go. This is the location here. They're also located in the FMC building across the river in University City. And they go up to the 46th floor. I've walked a dog over there, and they live on the 46th floor. So I was all excited because I got to, look out the window and everything. So it's kind of cool. So Rittenhouse Square over there. I'm catty-cornered from where I'm standing. The angled building is 210 West Rittenhouse. It's part residential, part hotel. Also, it has LaCroix restaurant in there, among other things. And Barnes & Noble over here with the hunter green flags.
I don't care, bye.
And so lots of excitement. It's like a little New York City in the house here. That guy, we don't always have like tons of. It's a whole thing. Philly has a hard time feeling like New York, but every once in a while someone steps in, and I got the New York vibe there. So not that it's supposed to. I know Philly's supposed to have its own thing, but how cool would it be if you get that money rolling in here and everybody could benefit? You know what I mean? So anyway, the Claridge, the Rittenhouse Claridge at 201. Frankly, they have affordable units. I just want to say, I looked it up, and every once in a while you see a studio for $800 or $900. This is where I want to eat Rouge. They changed the decor. It used to have, they went with a spring theme. They used to have these antler lights and everything for the winter, but now they're going with a spring-ish feeling. So, and let's see. Let me check the menus up here for Rouge. Small plates, pretzel bites, $12. Doable, right? Because, even if you just get a small plate, you could go to other places and you're paying $12 for a hoagie, right? Potato pancakes, like the hoagie, chips, and a soda, $12 to $13, or pretzel bites. So anyway, Rouge burger, $20, warm ham and brie. Anyway, that's the menu here. They have cocktails, they have bubbles, rosé, red, beer, pork shank, what have you, straight bass. So I wouldn't mind having like a small glass of wine. I can barely handle anything. It's a wreck, 2 sips and I'm done. I never really had much tolerance in that area. For some reason, I'm totally, almost past out practically from having a sip of wine. So here's Devin with their dining chalets. And wouldn't you love to come out in company and just like have someone else pay for your dinner? I would love to have someone else pay for my dinner out here at Park or Rouge or Devin. So I totally want to, look how much fun everybody's having. And here's Rittenhouse, one of Seven Stars, infamous restaurants, been here for years. He has at least 7. I don't know if he has more or less at this point because of the pandemic. So anyway, what's on the menu here? Is it okay to go up here? Oh, and here's the, Silk Park Rittenhouse. Do they have a menu? Oh, everybody's seated next to the menus. I'll kind of come over here really quick. The menu is a mushroom tart, crab and avocado. Those would be like hors d'oeuvres. Tuna, carpaccio, salads, steak fries, steak frites probably, and cheeseburger, what have you. They have something for everyone, so it's doable, even if you're on a slight budget. So this way, yeah. So we'll head on down this way. Park Rittenhouse, Stephen Starr's enterprise, one of his, part of his conglomerate, I guess, of restaurants. So anyway, and always crowded. So, and all the beautiful people come out. That's not totally true. I mean, not that they aren't. Anyone can be a beautiful person because technically you could just get a glass of wine and come out here and not have to pay an arm and a leg. So,
Did you want any of the ads?
oh my gosh, fashionista over here. Okay, so go through. So we can go right on through. Little secret thing here. Of course, we have to watch for traffic. And the trolley. We keep running into the trolley, by the way. This is like the 3rd time. I haven't seen the trolley in weeks. That's like the 3rd time in as many days that we've come so close to rubbing shoulders. So, and I don't know if it's 2401, the Philadelphian, or if it's for another. Sometimes people rent out a similar looking trolley for wedding events or any special event. So now I'm on Locust Street, and across the street from me over here is the Rittenhouse Grill, and around the corner, Spice Finch, and technically Blue Stone Lane Coffee. They're here, and they used to have their outdoor dining chalets. So who heard a little voice? So any major productions. So Philly, New York, it seems like so many people kind of get through crowds, and it's not a major deal. Here, if there's an eruption, it could be an issue. So you have to watch out. And a 666 cab. They wanted me to go. I want to go up here really quick because of Spice Finch. I'm calling this my restaurant coverage on a Saturday night live stream from Philadelphia. Here's Bluestone Lane Coffee's outdoor dining chalet. Umbrella. Bluestone Lane exists here, and guess where else? LA. And that might be almost it. There might be one other location in the United States. So Los Angeles and Philly, home to Bluestone Lane Coffee. Found this out because of someone named Shelby Church, who does videos about her experiences with Airbnb and property ownership and all that stuff. And she had gotten something like a salad from Bluestone Lane. And I was like, oh, she has a Bluestone Lane. I thought she was in Seattle, because she's between like LA and Seattle. Turns out she was in LA at the time. Thanks. And that's where she got her salad. So I looked it up. I was like, no Bluestone Lane in whatever you call it, Seattle, but definitely in Bluestone Lane or Los Angeles. Really quick, we'll look at Salty Paws. I don't know if they're actually open at night, but a new little cutesy thing, everybody loves their dogs here in Philly. So can we this was their grand opening today, Salty Paws, Rittenhouse Square. So they have all kinds of stuff in there. So come on by. If you're a dog owner or even a dog walker, I would totally come here if you have to keep a dog out for an hour longer than the usual half hour. Come on out, sit down at the cafe table, hand out your business cards while you're there outside. And why not grab some ice cream? Ask the owner, like, hey, do you want me to grab some ice cream from Salty Paws on the walk? Like, how cool is that? Now, the dog walk that I have tomorrow is all the way in South Philly. I would have totally asked him. He would have been like, sure, I'll totally give you $5 to get me an Ace. And although he does worry about Ace's stomach. So technically my owner, or my, he would totally laugh at that. Technically Ace's owner is very strict with what he feeds Ace. So in fact, he's strict himself. He maintains his body a certain way. So anyway, Pizzeria Vietri. We walked past there early. I have a short, I think. I hope I uploaded it. I may have to upload it later. I had a short video of just the lights. I love the lights at Pizzeria Vietri, or Vietri, whatever it is. So heading over here. And we will zip back down to Locust, go past probably Misconduct. Trying to think of the, what I want to say, restaurants that are around Rittenhouse, the French Quarter being a hotspot, also the Gayborhood being a hotspot. So on the way over to the Gayborhood, we will check out Locust Street, kind of zigzag over a little. Walnut Street isn't that exciting. There's a lot of people out there, but not for restaurants. It's more like Kudo is there, Starbucks. Who else is over there on Walnut Street? Oh, like the Cheesecake Factory, Actually, that's a big deal in Philadelphia that exists here. Here's Bellini. So a little bit of a more privatized restaurant tucked over here. I actually, many years ago, I talked a lot about dog walking because that became my life for so long. Her last name was Bellin, I think. So this is so many years ago. And at one point I was like, I wonder if her family owns the restaurant. I kind of don't think so, but for a second I was like, well, that's interesting that her name kind of matches so well. So anyway, that dog's name was Charlie. Loved Charlie. Brittany. Brittany won Best in Show. The Brittany won Best in Show for the big time dog show. I forget. It's the big one. It's like the Philadelphia Kennel Show or what have you. I think there's even the biggest one. I kind of forget who runs it. But anyway, the Brittany is. You'll recognize the dog if you look at that breed. At Starbucks, desperate to get its Starbucks uses Balford, so he's in a hurry to get that milk delivered. So anyway, the Brittany is usually it's white and brown, collie-ish, or collie mixed with Cocker Spaniel-ish. Like the ears look Cocker Spaniel-ish, even though it's not a Cocker Spaniel. But very beautiful dogs. White and brown with longish ear hair. And then about medium-ish. It's like medium, not small. And they need to be run a lot. I know that Myra was the name of my client. Technically, she had a different Myra Silverstein or something. I kind of forget. Her married name was Silverstein. I think her former name might have been Bellin because she was also a writer. So anyway, she used to take her dog out to run, or take Charlie out to run all the time to make sure he got his exercise in. It's definitely a breed that kind of needs to be tired out. And she was fit herself, so it's like a whole lifestyle thing. So Bloom, here's the dealio. This used to be one of these buffet places that you come into. It's gone through several names. it used to be sort of like Asian run buffet place slash deli meat slash convenience store slash what have you. Then it turned into Cinder. And then it turned into Bloom. So conspiracy theorists would say, that's weird. You know, what does that mean? Do I want to look at the menu or no? And it's across from Misconduct, but notice how it looks like Connecticut Tavern. So see how the lights are out, Miscondu, and then like I totally read stuff like that. So CT Tavern or Connecticut Tavern. So I'm kind of wondering what's up. I think this is the theater district, and I'm wondering if people like send messages in a dramatic way. And some people are like, why are the lights out all the time? And why am I reading Kin on Dunkin' Donuts instead of Dunkin' Donuts, you know? So anyway, they do this in Gainesville also. Krispy Kreme, the same issue. All of a sudden it would look like Doug Nuts because they spelled it with a D-O-U-G-H. Or like, it's a whole thing of blocking out the lights and then reading it a certain way. So guy here reminds me of a friend of mine named Dale. Head over here, we have theater, foot traffic, and car traffic. Alice over here with gelato and all kinds of yummy stuff. Alice is also the acronym for school lockdown. Should there be like a shooter on campus at a public school? At least in Gainesville, Florida, that was the case. I was substitute teaching down there, and several times, like a couple times, it was just a drill. Then 2 other times, it was like the real deal. And the principal came on the intercom service saying, we're going into lockdown. Everyone do your Alice routine. Or what they had a specific language. I have to look it up again to see what it means, but it would be like A period, L period, I period, C period, E period. So like, gosh, it was like 4 times. And it was interesting to see the students, because some of them were, I kind of felt bad because they're trained to be a little bit dramatic, or they are dramatic. I don't know a lot about kids because I didn't have any. So I had a little bit of downfall with that. But we had some kids like diving under desks and everything. And, you know, some were more active than others. And, you know, it was just interesting. So one of the schools, I can't remember the names of the one school. I can picture them. It's okay, I can't think of it. One of them was a school specially for troubled students. So technically, that was the easiest day. I have to admit, like my easiest job was at a troubled because there were very few people in the class and they just sat there. And I guess they're heavily monitored, so maybe they're on best behavior. Anyway, people in line to see, I guess, is a symphony tonight or what's going on tonight? Academy of Music. So you have to bring your vaccine card, and you have to wear a mask to get in. I don't know, once you're in there, I don't know, I guess you have to keep your mask on once you're in there. So I don't know if the orchestra are going on tonight. So anyway, it's kind of a feeling, how weird is that? You just see your vaccine card and this, that, and the other, and it can feel like, oh my gosh, we're in like World War III. Yeah. So anyway, across the street from the DoubleTree, this is the Academy of Music. I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't remember what it was actually called. I kept saying Academy House. So anyway, thank God for the crowds, because we crossed the street without too much of an issue. So, DoubleTree Hotel here with these squid-like chandeliers, that red squid-like, and then the standing O over here. In one of my live streams, I came up those steps from the underground subway system concourse. Oh, and they turn colors. So they're red to green to white, gold. So that's the DoubleTree. So anyway, I am headed into the Gayborhood with the standing O, and it's quiet here. It'll be busier on 13th Street. I'll probably go up 13th Street past Woody's and past Charlie Was a Sinner and Sampan or Sampan. But first, I'll go past Little Nona's really quick, Uncle's Bar, and get some footage over there. And this will be, my guess is I will whip through the Gayborhood restaurant scene and then head back and then gear up for tomorrow. I can't wait to do the live dog walking, because technically a long time ago I wanted to do videos while dog walking, just because at the time I was like, oh, if I could up my dog walking business, and this would be one way to do it. But live streaming is even better than just like recording it while walking and then posting it later. So anyway, we'll come in here. I think I have the live chat enabled if anyone wants to chime in. I know Joe chimed in a few times earlier. If there's any requests or anything, if you happen to know what Philadelphia looks like, or if you're kind of curious, please do not be shy. And this is exciting. They just opened up the sidewalk. They've had gating around this corner for a long time, since I returned. So now we can walk down through this corner. Nomad Pizza used to be over there, and they're closed. I had dinner at Nomad, maybe 10 times over the course of 6 years. I would meet up there with a friend named Val, who works for Fight Philadelphia, and also Tom and John. They were kind of friends. They were clients of mine who had a cat named Fiona, and they lived in the Symphony House. So mural over there, very popular here in the Gayborhood by, I believe, Meg Seligman or something similar. It's been here for a year. Bud and Maryland's was Bump many years ago. It was Bump, and then it was something else, and then finally it was Bud and Maryland's. So Bud and Maryland's, owned by Marcy Cherney and her wife. Yes, I meant to look them up, but I'm kept so busy here. And the outdoor dining chalets. So $70 and we keep like there we go. So outdoor dining chalets at Bud and Maryland's, and then Little Nona's. So yum, 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 yum. So anyway, smells good. The pasta, I can smell Alfredo sauce all over the place. So anyway, head on down here to U-Bar, and then I don't know if I'll go back. I'm trying to decide which way to get up towards. I want to go past Woody's is the thing. But here's U-Bar, or it used to be Uncle's back in the day. I don't know if they still call it that. And U-Bar. So it's mostly gay men show up here. And Tammy lives here. So anyway, sorry, I kind of, Tammy, the icon and face of the Gayborhood, who is instrumental heavily in making sure that these rainbow flags wound up, rainbow signage flags, or rainbow flag signage, whatever, wound up on 12th Street at least, or in the surrounding streets like 12, 13, Chestnut, Walnut. There's a whole section. And I'm wondering how much they had to update it, because it didn't have all the colors before. So they may have had to continually update the sign to add new colors as things changed over the years in terms of what the flag looks like. Because now we have blue, pink, white, black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, royal blue, and purple. I don't recall that being the case when they first went up. I feel like it had fewer colors way back in the day. So anyway, I will head on up to, do I want to, I guess I could go over to Knock, and then we'll look around towards these. I'm trying to figure out the best way. Knock is over here with some music. Another gay male bar, and packed as usual. Now, it's a little joke, kind of, in the community. women, and that includes lesbian, straight, whatever, less disposable income, and somehow the men always have all the disposable income. The men can go out and spend all this money, and the women are like, I can't afford to eat, because the bars are filled up here all the time. And the women are back home watching, even in the LGBT community, they are home, God knows what, watching the Oscars again for the third time, So anyway, it's women wind up camping at the Michigan Women's Music Festival, showing that they have absolutely no money. They're barely making it, and all the men are hanging out at the gay bars. So do we want to go past? We'll go down here. We will head down here. Here's Kinmei. We will head down here towards, what's this called? Every time the name escapes me. I remember I knew a guy named Ted Fagel way back when I volunteered with the Giovanni, or not volunteered, I actually worked for the Giovanni's Room bookstore. The amount of pay, it could feel like volunteering, right? So he passed away, actually, and so did his partner. He had two partners who passed away before he passed away. He had a partner who worked at Whole Foods when I worked at Whole Foods, and that was his second partner to pass away. Then finally, Ted wound up moving to up there by New Hope, Lambertville, the whole 9 yards. And he was kind of a frequenter here at the bike stop, kind of. He identified as bear and everything else. So, but he passed away, I guess, 2 years ago. I'm trying to remember the exact date. He passed away on the same day as Tom Blanchard, who I ran with the Front Runners. So anyway, the Gayborhood, sometimes it's possible, even though they come out party, might be a little more sensitive to because, I mean, it sounds like a stereotype, but it's a little bit kind of true that you would find more damage here. Or I love that word, but people have been exploited already or violated, and so they created their own. I don't use the wrong words because it sounds like alienating and all that stuff. But anyway, being here would be more sensitive to certain things and more aware about certain issues and so forth and so on. Whereas in other worlds, they may not be as sensitive towards those things. So it depends. You have a lot of showstoppers here as well. So totally depends. So we'll head on up here into Midtown. Technically, I need to cross the street because there's construction on every half block, So actually, you know what? I actually want to go over to 13th. That's even better. We will head to 13th and avoid that section there, although Sansom would have been good. All right, plan C. I will go through 1213. Let's see what I can do here. Perfect. So we will go over here. I'll cut through 1213 area. And this is new-ish. The corner used to be made up of there was meatballs. They're way back. There was a Starbucks on that corner, but the Starbucks moved catty-cornered to the other side. There used to be Cozy. So anyway, I'll head up here towards Sansom and loop around to get the restaurant scene in the neighborhood as it starts to light up Saturday night. So this is luxury living here in the neighborhood. And this is the driveway for this building, which has, wasn't it Greta Garbo? Or I think it's Greta Garbo. There she is, sticking out from behind. And there you have it. So, and that right kind of looks like a bell, or look like, actually kind of resembles one of my clients, Hawaii, who wound up moving to Seattle. She was worse than her parents were here for like so years, or maybe close to 15, is what I understand. But and then 5 years ago, hightailed it out of here for various reasons. Work might be one of them, but also I don't know that they were thrilled about things that were going on in Philadelphia. So anyway, here's a line here at Barstool. Furry's over here, and right on over here. Check out the scene starting to get poppin' here in Philadelphia's Gayborhood. On Sansom Street, and that's like Restaurant Row, big time in Philly. Raw over there, raw sushi. I love like the design. Like I've never been in, but it has such like a dark look to it, or whatever. So Elvez over here and Van Leeuwen ice cream. Kind of faded out there for a second, but back online. So I'm not sure what the dealio was, what interrupted me, but here we are. Sorry about that. A little blip in the stream. I think the battery is fine. Veggie straws here on the ground, some pretzel, Annie Ann's pretzel stuff. And we'll head on over towards this, Midtown Village, of course. So this is Midtown Village. Marcy and her wife running the show here, Barbuzzo Verde gift shop. And then Lolita's is no longer here. I don't know if they're ever going to reopen Lolita's or if it's totally closed for good. So anyway, somewhere, hopefully my battery is okay. For some reason by Elvez we had a little bit of an interruption. And then good luck over there. And that's next to where grocery used to be. And then, of course, down here, McGillen's Bar, which is totally packed on St. Patty's Day. And we'll head up here towards Chestnut Street, Macy's, the old Wawa. There's a Wawa here for a few years, and it left. So it got a little bit too much, I think, in this area, sadly. So they had to close down because a lot of issues in Philadelphia. They showed up on this corner. So there you have it. We are heading west on Chestnut, past the Macy's. Lots of traffic coming in. Ready to rock and roll. Or ready to rumble, as they say. Sounds like someone's playing a game up here. I heard the word Kansas. Hanging out up here at up in the tree. So Brew Craft House, Craft and Worst House, pushing people on the sidewalk. So tradesmen's. It's like Trader Joe's. Wow, how about that? Oh, it's basketball. Oh, it's the Big Four. So March Madness is at the Big Four right now. So anyway, looks like Trader Joe's meets Dunkin' Donuts and opened a bar with bearded men. So that's all that. Doing some serious business here, I guess because it's a sports bar. So that would be one of the draws. I don't know. I didn't realize how popular it was over here on this corner. So, all right, we will head down. Juniper. I don't know if they've opened this street or what. Some streets, people are so used to them being closed. Features available on GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. With all this surround sound, it sounds like you're walking through a movie theater practically. So. We'll head down here, and they have this brand new thing on the wall here. This is a brand new, whatever you call it, signage situation here. It used to be lift garage, parking garage. They closed it down, and now they have this going on. They just put it up a few weeks ago, like maybe like a month and a half ago. Do you think? I'm asking my invisible spirit guides. I remember them putting it up and being like, oh my gosh, because technically we have a huge homeless problem in Philadelphia, and people are hanging out on the street corners here, particularly in the Gayborhood. So that became an issue, and this would be a hotspot corner for that. So I'll walk on down here just to show these restaurants. We have Time. I think, is Opa down here still, or did they change it? DBG. Time. Right, I'm getting that song, signs everywhere, signs, and I want to insert the word time for some reason. DBG. I guess there used to be a place called Opa. I don't know if they changed it. Drury Beer Garden, that's what that stands for. So, oh wow, they have Ben Franklin, or I guess, or is it Hamilton? I don't know my money or presidential figures, so anyway, here we go. Walk on down here. So some seriously sturdy dining chalets here they even implemented bar structures as opposed to just tables. That's pretty cool. I don't know how long they'll keep it up. Some people dismantled their outdoor dining chalets and some people kept them in place. So is that part of the? Hold on, is it part of Barbusa or am I right? I wasn't sure like what it was a part of. So anyway, we have that's all that. It gets super crowded and everything at night here, so we'll kind of go around. Elvez, always busy, always busy. And that's, one of the busier corners of the Gayborhood. So Charlie was a sinner, vintage wine bar bistro. Double Knot up here, part of the Schultz. Are they part of the Schultzen Collective? So Charlie's a Sinner looks a little bit like Spice Finch over on the other side of Broad Street. So this similar logo and everything. Double Knot. Right. A huge stream of traffic coming through at Sampan, or Sampan, I'm not sure. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just know it's Sampan. I know it has pan in it. So that's a lot of foresight. So pan means all in Greek, and Philadelphia is very Greek, with the city of brotherly love means Philadelphia in Greek. So a lot of Greek root words going on, and Philly being the birthplace of the nation, that kind of thing. So it makes one wonder sometimes. So anyway, we will head on down here towards Woody's and Glow Bar. So Glow Bar is in purple there. And should I run across? I'll run across really quick. Light just changed. We can make it. Glow Bar not yet in action. And it is there kind of for the later night excitement. And hotel over there. And we'll head over here towards Woody's. And all the flags. Woody's has been here for eons and eons. Might as well be Stonewall. That's how long they've been here. There's Woody's Bar. I've been here many times. They have an upstairs. They still use the upstairs. And, the pandemic changed things. Oh, they redid it. That's like they totally redid the whole place. They had an upstairs a long time ago for underage night and everything. So there you go. Great Lakes in there. So anyway, oh my gosh, we ran into the big party here. Everybody catches, it's contagious, like all the excitement and everything. Pizza place, everyone after they wind up at, like, it used to be Sisters up there, now it's Frankie, DaVinci's or something like that. And everyone from Sisters used to wind up over here at the pizzeria after. So we are having a big time party here with the butterfly situation. I think we can make it through. So a big party hanging out here. Oh, cockatoo. Great. And they have a really good mural. Will come through. So taste of Philly for you in the Gayborhood. Wishbone and green eggs. And voyeur. Voyeur. That's the signage for it there. A lot of after parties and everything. Used to be called Pure. Before that, it was called DCA. So now it's been voyeur for so long. I guess it just stuck that way with voyeur. And that's it. So many after parties, so many this, that, and the other. So lots happening here in the Gayborhood tonight so far. Looks like a special event there at Cockatoo. So do I want to go? I will probably wind it down and head back home. Wanted to do the restaurant coverage, and I wanted to wind up in the Gayborhood just because there's so much excitement to go on here. Old Nomad Pizza, which closed its doors, sadly. There is a Nomad still running way over by Bainbridge and I forget, Bainbridge and 5th or 6th or so. So anyway, we'll head this way. Should we cut up by Frankie Badley's? All right, hey, I love stuff like that. So it's always fun to have the exciting stuff in the city. That's the city life, and in a way, that's why people wind up moving here, or if they can, or they at least want to come in for the excitement. So there you have it. That's a part of the Saturday night activity here in Philadelphia. And it can get rocking and rolling, especially over here. And really Sansom Street also, even over on the other side, can get rocking and rolling for a while. So, and then like 2 o'clock we'll roll it out, and a lot of people will wind up coming out and everything. So anyway, I almost wound up living here. They had an apartment for rent, $800 per month for a studio on the 13th floor. It's really a condo that someone was renting out. And it was like a first come, first served basis kind of thing. I found it while hunting all over the place. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I'll wind up there. But time-wise, somebody else grabbed that thing up real quick. So anyway, I didn't wind up at the Arts condo. So there you have it. I wound up where I wound up for all kinds of reasons. Someone was nice enough to listen to my story and say, we have these small studios, a lot of students live in this building. Who turns down someone who says, well, I can pay, I have enough money to pay for a year, and then I need to hurry up and make money on top of that. So it's money, and that's all I have to say. So we are headed to Broad Street, heading west on Locust. Lots of crowds. We're all filled up, partying. This is where the activity is in Philadelphia on this Saturday night. You have arrived with the signage up here, the sporting club. That signage has been there forever. In fact, I actually took a class with the yoga instructor there. She used to work for Dhyana Yoga, and I actually took a class or 2 with her. So anyway, that's South Broad Street that way, and then Locust, and then north, like heading, that would be the northbound-ish Broad Street. So we got ATVs, all kinds of stuff going on. Academy House over there with the orange and blue lights, blue and orange. Look at this, like racer car guy, ATVs. It's a little bit of California, feels like LA or what have you in the house. So bringing some excitement to Philadelphia. And technically it's a city where you can drive around a little bit more easily. In New York, I thought about this, like it would be harder to get around in Manhattan just because, I guess they could do it, but there's so many lights, so many pedestrians, so many tourists, it would be harder. So Philly's like just enough of a place where it could be done, And then of course in LA or what have you, so many things are spread out. It's a whole different setup out there, out west. So here we go. Feel free to chat if you want to. It's lonely up here at the top. So, little joke. It's lonely in PTSD land. I kind of joked about that on a Facebook post saying, wait a minute, it's lonely in PTSD land up here. So, anyway, feel free to chat. I think my chat should be activated. It should show up. Normally, it was showing up earlier with someone named Joe. So I'm testing out this whole live stream situation. Passing Academy, is it what? Academy Music Theater, whatever. For some reason, I have a hard time with that specific building, remembering exactly what it's called, which is totally crazy. Anyway, Academy House is attached to it. Huge complex of condominiums, some of which are rented out to renters, and some of them surprisingly affordable, even to buy. In fact, a friend of mine, Adam, semi-jokes and says that he's looked into some of these things and it's almost affordable to like a regular person. If you're willing to spend a certain amount of money on a smaller home situation space, and on a condo, and then of course there's a condo association fees or what have you. I don't know what it adds up to be, but you would have to want this kind of life, either in your retirement or earlier on, and something to sell so that you could have something even bigger and better later. So anyway, this is the excitement right around the theater district in Philadelphia, heading towards Misconduct Tavern. That's the word tavern down there in blue. It's like a vertical sign. And should I go straight? It's, crowds are coming in. We also have Good Dog bar over here. It'll say like come sit stay and everything on its signage. There we go. So pizza. Smells good. All the food is pumping out. So we'll instead head over here to Good Dog and its dining out section. None of this existed before the pandemic, so everybody had all these special dining out sections because of the pandemic. So we're heading towards Good Dog Bar, and that's where it says come sit stay. Come sit stay. And pizza over there. I'll wait for this guy because I know like people are looking in 50 directions trying to pull out. Let's see if we can go around here. And pizza with its pickup sticks light situation. Oh, here's my ride here, limo. Little, as if, a stretch limousine. Max Brenner, Chocolate by the Bald Man. So you just need to love chocolate. That's what it says inside there. And you can get all sorts of things that are chocolate flavored and what have you. Cheesecake Factory. Up here, it's kind of new-ish, the Cheesecake Factory, like kind of. Above the Verizon. It's Philly prided itself on family-run, small restaurant businesses, everything else. They had a Bookbinders just down the street. It's nothing now, but you see like the signage with the 3 black almost like oval circle-ish. Used to be Bookbinders. There's two Bookbinders. It was that one and the one in Society Hill / Old City. They got rid of that one and brought in, what was it? Not TGI Fridays, but it's in that realm. Oh gosh, I almost had, Applebee's. It became an Applebee's, much to the chagrin of a community that wanted to keep the city very restaurant-y, family-run situation. So to have a chain restaurant come in, it was like a kind of a big deal. I don't know if people needed money or what the dealio was. So we wound up with that. Applebee's closed. We have now Cheesecake Factory on top here. And that's just the way it is. I think Bookbinders is still running over in Old City. I think it's still up. It's, a whole big thing. So kind of winding down. I'm headed towards west on Walnut, towards 16th Street from 15th Street. And, for Philly and for me just starting out these streams, totally okay with the fact that we had a few people come in. I think for 1 second, I had like 5. Now, in my world, that's a big deal, especially because I just started. So we're doing okay. And hi, yeah. Yes, yeah, many years. Sure. Okay.
I just need to actually get you a banquet. Then I'm working tonight. Can I give you $30 to TV's Uber and Lyft? All honesty, because I just need to get to City Line Avenue.
I can't. I'm actually trying to work for money this way. Sorry, I'm hurting. Yeah, sorry about that. Good luck. Someone will do it. Sansom Street for sure. So I always feel bad for people in Philadelphia. I actually don't have money, so I know it looks different, but anyway. So here we go. That's Philly for you. Also, I'm a single white female and have been approached many, many, many times in that regard, especially walking dogs on the street. So I kind of wonder, other live streamers, mostly the men in New York, I'm kind of wondering if people have come up to them and asked them for money. It is kind of a thing. It's an actual thing. I can't tell you millions of times I've been asked. It is, I know it happens in Philly a lot, but I'm kind of curious if females are approached more than men, just because women tend to feel badly for people and they want to help. And it's just easier to approach women. We're more approachable. So anyway, I wish I could help everyone in the entire universe, but in the end, I have no money and have to help myself before I can help anyone else. That was something someone said once. She's like, you can't help anyone else if you can't help yourself first. So you have to be able to be safe. So I paid for a roof over my head. That's it. Anyway, Marathon Grill. Sorry. And we'll head on down. Now, I'll give a peek around the corner here of Sansom. We'll go down here really quick just to see the bar crowd out at this hour here. So far, the Gayborhood is winning in terms of attendance and money. And a little running joke, and it's not totally true, but a little running joke is in the Gayborhood, some people have said, drain the money from all the people who might have ostracized us in the past kind of feeling. So we will put up as many shows, restaurants, what have you as possible. People will come flocking and drain their money. Someone joked about that. So that's someone's theory in the Gayborhood. I thought it was interesting, and I was like, yeah, why not? Because the same people have been gaining money for years, so why not try to shuffle that money over to another demographic? So anyway, there you have it. Oyster House. I guess we can turn around. There's not much going on here. And I will wind down this live stream back at home. Anyway, the Gayborhood's been doing so much business for so many years that I'm sure those money pots were filled up big time. But of course, there's a lot of investment in running our restaurants and stuff like that. But you can thank like Marcy and her wife and everything for really building it up with all these restaurants and everything else in Midtown Village, attracting people in with a feminine flair, trying to make sure women have more disposable income, because it's so hard for the female demographic to wind up without their dad's wallet, to wind up with disposable income, meaning the ability to go out and pay for stuff at a bar or what have you. So anyway, that's my little soapbox, I guess. So we'll head on down here. They have the lights out a little bit. Sansom Street. The Happy Rooster is not doing as much business tonight. I'm always confused as to which bars and restaurants will be happening and which won't. So anyway, I feel like it was a success coming out tonight. Getting even 4 or 5 people to me is a big deal since I just started. I'm happy. So, and don't forget to like that, or no, wait a minute. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and head on over, if you will, to my About page just to read my description there. And I'm always, happy, grateful, and everything for donations or any kind of support because of all that was experienced and because of the PTSD and having difficulty finding normal work, normal, sustainable, long-term work, and feeling a little bit shafted, if you will, by cousins and step family members. So that's all is fair in love and war, and my mom, sister, and I did not win in the love and war department. So there you go, which involves a lot of money, right? So anyway.
It's its own thing.
All right. So anyway, heading on over here. And winding down, heading past First Baptist Church, Holy Week, Resurrection. Soon they will have Good Friday, the procession of the cross, Passion of Christ, or what have you. I checked in with one of the local churches to see if they're going to do a special walking of the cross around Rittenhouse Square. They did it one year, and they had a female vocalist whose voice was, oh my gosh, can reach right into someone's soul and create tears all over the place. So I don't know if they're going to do it this year, especially with the pandemic still looming and all that kind of stuff and all the rules and regulations and everything. If they do it, then I'll go out there and I'll live stream it. The female vocalist is so effective. I'm hoping she's still with the church singing. So anyway, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate whoever stayed in and hung in there with me, Adam, Joe, or what have you, and have a great night. Thank you.